Good evening, internet. Right, so it's Saturday evening. It's the 2nd of August. What's the time? It's just gone 7:30, and it's alright. I'm just having a quick look at that. It's just gone 7:30. Anyone that follows me knows that I've been working on the chalet, well, all week, all day today, but today was an absolutely brilliant day. And I got back, I did that video, and then I thought to myself, you know what, it's a lovely, I mean, we're talking 21 degrees, so about, I don't know, 17, 18. I thought, I'm going to go out on the bike, I'm going to go a ride out on the bike. I'm going to go tomorrow as well, but I thought I'm going to have a quick spin tonight. I'm going to go round my favourite place, which, as everybody knows, is going to be the sea. Yeah, it's only going to be a quick one, but yeah, I thought I'd take you guys with me on the old guerrilla, hey, and see how relaxing the ride can be, because believe you me, I'm not getting a lot of biking time in, which is only to be expected. You know, you can't do everything. You can't work all day and think, oh yeah, you know, I can get home and do the video and straight out, and you know, it just doesn't work like that, does it? But yeah, anyway, right, okay, enough waffle, let's ride, hey? That's what it's all about. So on the old guerrilla now, I have a little bit of a story to tell you about this girl. As you know, it went to the dealers and they stuck it on their machine and blah blah blah, and yeah, and it is running better. I've got to be honest, it is running better. But you know, I don't know, I don't know if it's me or what it is. I can't put my finger on it, you know. But I've never actually been 100% happy with this bike. And to be fair, it's not really the bike. It isn't. I don't know what I expected really. I'm not too sure, but I think I sort of miss that twin cylinder bike. I do, you know. I keep telling myself that I don't. And when I got the Himalayan, you know, which was the first Royal Enfield that I had, I thought to myself, you know what, yeah, this is sent, and I love my Himalayan, I absolutely do. And then I got the Meteor, and the Meteor is brilliant. It tootles around these lanes here, absolutely a dream. In actual fact, I was going to bring the Meteor tonight, but then I thought, well, I won't go on the Meteor tonight, because the story that I'm going to tell you is about this, the old guerrilla. And so anyway, I mean, again, right, I don't know what I actually thought or expected of this bike when I went out and got it. I like the look of it. I think they're a cracking looking bike, and I've said that so many times, and I do think that Royal Enfield aimed it at the younger version of us. Yeah. You know, and why not? You know, they're a company, you know, they want to make money. That's what it's all about, innit? Get in front of this bloke here, because I think he's going round here, so the last thing we want to do is get stuck behind a tractor. Anyway, so when I got this bike, you know, and the best of it is, I mean, it runs nice, you know. I mean, I know I've had my hiccups with mine, but it runs nice. But for me, it's a strange category, do you know what I mean? It's you know, I get the 350, right, you know, the classic, which is an absolutely brilliant bike. I love the classics, I really do. you know, the Meteor, the Hunter, I get all them. That 350 engine, they are a cracking bike, you know. And then if you go up to like the 650s, the Interceptors, the shotguns, the Continental GTs, the Bear 650, the Classic 650, the Super Meteor 650, you know, they're all that 650 range, and that's the jump. You know, the 650s with them twin cylinders, they just purr along, they'll munch the miles, you know, they'll do it all day long, they really will, cracking bikes. Where the 450s, I'm not too sure, and I don't just think this is Royal Enfield. If you look at them all now, they've all jumped on the wagon, haven't they? You know what I mean? They're all knocking these little bikes out, yeah. And but I think if you want to do a bit of serious touring, you know, some, you know, clocks and miles, then to be fair, I don't think a 450 single is the ideal bike. Yes, it'll do it, I know it'll do it. You know, it'll do it easy, but they're continually doing long stretches, long motorways. For the single cylinder engine isn't ideal. I know engines are come on in leaps and bounds, and I get that, you know, but it will do it, you know. But if you load it up, you know, you got some decent bit of luggage on, and you know, it's like me, and it's say if I wanted to go from here down into Spain, yeah, this would do it. You know, get it on the motorways and that, and bomb it down. But at the end of the day, it's not a bike built, it's not a cruiser, is it? Right? You know, it isn't. And you know, you can, this is like a roadster, isn't it? This is a play around. Yeah, it'll do the main roads and all that, but cruising, you know, touring, I don't think so. I don't, you know, and I know loads of people are going to say yes it will, and it will. I'm not saying it won't. Let's clear that up. I'm saying, you know, it's how a bike handles something that you're doing with it, yeah. You know, likewise, you know, I forgot I had a 6 gear there. Likewise, I wouldn't want the big cruisers anymore, you know. I mean, I've had the BMWs and that, and I don't want to go back to that sort of weight bike, but the bike that I like, the bike that I would quite happily change this for, would be the Interceptor. The 2005 model Interceptor, they've tweaked it up a bit, you know, they've done a few little bits and pieces to it. It's still got that 650 engine that is really workable, yeah. You do it all yourself, yeah. You know, no shimming up the tappets, you know, they're all manually adjusted, old school. I really like that. So that for me, that would be the bike that I would happily change this for. It really would. I nearly got one when I bought this. I did. I looked at one and I ummed and ahed. The weight difference is nominal. This, I think this comes in at 190 something kilos curb weight. The Interceptor comes in at 218. I mean, you know, 20 kilo difference, that's nothing at all, you know. So I mean, my BMW was 150 odd kilo, you know, and and when it was loaded up on my camping trips, I dread to think what it was. But anyway, you know, at the end of the day, I thought to myself, okay, if I take this bike back to the dealer, they are going to give me an absolutely useless price, because, you know, they're in business to make money. That's what they're there for, isn't it? You know, there's no two ways about it. You know, they're there to make money. So I thought, now, apparently there's a waiting list in France for these. They're in short supply or something. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that's what I was told. So I thought to myself, well, hang on a minute, I've done a few mods to this. You know, it's got the engine bars on, it's got the rack on, you know. I ran this bike in absolutely perfect. You watch my videos, you know. This bike was running like all my bikes, absolutely perfect. So I thought to myself, well, you know, I'll stick it on sale. Now, these bikes, brand new, are up for 5.9. That's euro, yeah. That's player black, 5.9. So I thought to myself, this has only done, what's it done there? 3,100 kilometre. It's had its first service. So I thought, do you know what? If I put this on at 5, yeah, because I ain't going to give it away, and if I don't sell it, don't get me wrong, I'll keep it. So I put it on. It's been on a week. Do you know what? Not one inquiry. Not one single inquiry. I just could. I was shocked. You know, I thought, nah, that can't be right, eh? You know, surely you got to have at least one inquiry. But no, absolutely zilch, nothing, not a peep, nothing at all. Unbelievable, really, isn't it, eh? And so yeah, I was quite shocked, really. I thought it'd go, or I thought at least someone had inquired and say, you know, would you accept this, or would you know what it's like. But nothing. Now, I watched a video the other day. I can't remember the guy's name now. He's an ex-policeman, lives up in Yorkshire way. What's his name? I'm terrible with names. And he did a review on this, you know. Well, not just this. He did a review on this size of bike, you know, the Triumph, and all the rest of them that have bought these out. And he basically said that the manufacturers have messed up. You know, yes, they came out, everybody thought, oh yeah, what a cracking looking bike, that's a good idea. But now they don't want them. And I'm beginning to think that's true. Still, never mind. I mean, like I said, if this doesn't sell, then so be it. What I might do is when I go back, when it has its service, which is in October, because let's face it, it ain't going to have done 10,000 kilometres by October, so it's going to be its yearly service. I might just say to him then, look, how much would you give me on a trade-in? Well, I don't think I'm going to be at all pleased with what he'd say. I have no idea, but I have this feeling that, you know, it will be insulting, you know. That's why, well, one of the reasons why I wouldn't sell my Himalayan, you know. I mean, the main reason is I love the bike. I mean, I really do, you know. You have them Himalayans and they are what they are. you know, you either love them for what they are, or you just don't want one. It's as simple as that. I mean, I absolutely love mine, you know. I don't expect, you know, my expectations of what it can achieve aren't huge, you know. I bought it knowing that it was a long stroke 411 single cylinder engine, and that's, for me, is fine. You know, the speed it does, it's fine. Yes, it's very agricultural, but there again, so was my BM. You know, I love my Himalayan. Maybe when I bought this, I expected too much. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun little bike, don't get me wrong. Maybe if you're the sort of rider, you know, that you just don't want to do a lot of miles, you know, then this would be great. Or, you know, you've never had big touring bikes, so you don't know what it's like to ride them, then that's fine as well, you know. But I've had the big tourers, like I said, I don't want the weight, so I don't want a huge one again. But I would like to do, you know, especially when the Chalet's finished and that, and next year I've got more time on my hands, I really would like to do more mileage. So, you know, that's what I want, a bit more engine. So anyway, that's me, that's my opinion. Like I said, I don't hate these bikes. I'm not a guerrilla, oh my god, they're a load of rubbish, because they're not. They're far from it, you know. But this is me wanting out of a bike what I want out of a bike, you know, and this doesn't quite meet what I want, if you know what I mean. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I don't sell this bike and he offers me an absolutely terrible price in the Part X, which I'm sure he will anyway, I'm certainly not just going to say, oh well, I'll let it go because I don't want it. I'll just keep it, you know, and maybe do a trip on it and see what it'll do. I mean, hopefully, I don't know, this isn't a long trip, but I'm hoping to go up to Normandy, and I'll go up on this now. When I went up to Normandy before, it was on the Himalayan, you know. I mean, I loved the journey, you know. It plodded up there, you know. It was great, loved every minute of it. There was times when I wish it had got a little bit more power, you know. I got stuck behind a couple of wagons and I just didn't have the power to go past them, you know. And I thought, oh, if only I got that, just that little bit more, not all the time, but you know, just then. Well, with this I have, so you know, so that'll be interesting, you know, and I'm looking forward to that as well. But like I said, I don't know what he did to this bike, what it was that, I don't think he knew what it was that he reset. That's why he took all the pictures and sent the information off to India. But it's certainly made a big difference to this bike. I mean, it really has. And of course, you know, the kilometers are coming up, so you know, the engine's getting more worn in, so yeah. But I'm still quite shocked at the fact that I didn't even get one inquiry, you know. Oh aye, here we go, look at this, eh? Oh well, okay, fair enough. Whatever lights your candle. I just, you know, this is what gets me. I was on about this, it's got him ever such a long way, look, but still, never mind. You know, you're in a built up area, and you know, there's a, well, you can see 30 there, look. And like I said, these people that go on to this, oh god, it's a 30, you know, it's too slow, I ride a bike. Well, yeah, okay, you ride a bike, it doesn't give you any special powers though. Certainly doesn't mean that you can take the mick out of the people that live local. But there is a lot of riders you know, who put it on their channel and have a whinge about it. I just don't get it myself, you know. The law's the law, mate. It's as simple as that. But there you go, hey. I've got to be careful, hey. I'll be losing viewers, hey. There again. I'd still do it. I enjoy doing what I do. But yeah, like I said, I don't know what he done to this, but it's made a hell of a difference. I mean, I'm glad it has. Oh, that bike that came back, it looked like a Yamaha Diversion, I think, which I do like them actually. They're a nice bike. I haven't had many Yamahas in my time. I had a Yamaha. What did I have? I had a Yamaha. Oh, it was back in the 80s. I'm trying to. It was a triple. I don't know if that was a. I think that was a 600. It was a cracking bike. Had a little pipe and exhaust on. It was done up. It was done in the John Player special colours. Yeah, cracking bike it was. I've had so many bikes in my lifetime, I've forgotten most of them that I've had, you know. I'll tell you one that I used to love. You know, we're reminiscing now, eh? And I've said this before, the Honda Super Dream. Do you remember that? There was the 250. Mine, the one that I had, was the 400. You know, that was a nice bike. But the bike that I had that I loved the most was the Honda 754. I mean, that was an absolutely beautiful bike. It really was. I wish I'd still got it now. I really do. Right, anyway, so what I thought was, we've come straight down the main road. I'm going to go around Odeon and see how busy that is, because they reckon that even though it's holiday time, that Odeon's pretty quiet again, which doesn't say much for our tourist trade, does it, eh? So I thought, we'll do that, and then we can we'll come back up here, have a ride back up the coast and see what's going on there, eh? Now hopefully they'll all get going, so I don't have to stop. Well, not stop, but yeah. But tomorrow I'm having the day off from the chalet tomorrow, and I'm going to do Cedric's car in the morning. I don't know what this dickhead's doing here. Seriously, why don't you just get the top box? There's some morons about in there. I mean, what was the point of that? Huh? I just do not get it, eh? This, I've got to be in front thing all the time. I should open it up, shouldn't I, just to pee him off, but still, never mind. Still, such is life, eh? Now, is it quiet or is it not quiet? That's the question. Oh, I can see he's a hardened rider with his shorts on, look, eh? Seriously. Oh, look at this. This is, oh, GB, look at that, eh? A nice Morgan there, eh? Very tasty. Oh, we lost the sun anyway. Well, it's quite busy-ish, eh? We'll soon see what the bars are like in a minute. They're the ones that tell the story. Oh good. I wish they wouldn't just step out from behind cars. Yes, it's a crossing, we know that. Oh, bit of a night market by the look of it. Well, that's probably the only reason it is busy then. Oh, is it a market or what? I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. Oh, it's a bit of a... That ain't a crossing. There's the crossing. Yeah, dopey. Yeah, you can look. What a knob. I'm going for it tonight, you know. Yeah. See now, that's a crossing. Alright, what's going on here? I have no idea what this is here. I have not got the foggiest. Seriously. Tourists, eh? What can I say? Aye, unbelievable. Still near mind, eh? Maybe we won't come back through this one. Oh dear. I should have just gone round the coast road. I'd have been happy. I wouldn't have had to put up with all these lots. Oh, it's a bit busy down there. These little bars here, look, they're doing pretty good, they are. We came down here, it wasn't this one, it was the one along here, the Tuk Tuk shop, I think it is, or whatever it's called. We came here the other night, there was, well, all of us, we finished on the chalet, and we all had a shower and cleaned up. My daughter and Cedric and the grandkids and the wife and our kids. And we came to this one, that one in front there, yeah. And I can only say I wasn't impressed with your ice cream. Okay, well, you know what, I don't think there's any point of going too far, because I think it's time to go back the other way, and we will have a look at the sea. I need to see the sea. I should have just gone to the sea in the first place. Yeah, that beautiful backdrop of water. I mean, this is nice here, but yeah. I must admit, this bike is running nice now. It's still a bit spluttery at, you know, at low revs, but I think that's part and parcel of these bikes. I think that's it, you know. I love the riding position. I think Royal Enfield and these bikes have got this riding position absolutely fantastic, you know. I really do. The bars are just right. I mean, every other bike of mine I always put bar raisers on. I mean, you know, I haven't had to do it with this one. It's just comfortable, you know. Oh, there he is, look. There's a scooter there, look, I think. Hey? Right. Yeah, there are more people than there has been round here. Even a few bikes tonight, look. I don't know what all this that I'm waiting for here, huh? Very strange, eh? I don't know exactly what. I've never seen people queue there before, so. Let's have a look at my battery, shall I? Yeah, loads of battery. I thought that was Brian May for a minute from Queen. Oh dear. Huh? I bet he wishes he was Brian May from Queen. Oh, that barbecue smells nice, I tell you. Eh? It really does. Oh, this is what annoys me when they decide to like unload the car. Look, you know, yeah, I get it, like, but God, how many's in there? I thought I got a big family. Oh, hang on, we'll just get someone out the boot as well, shall we? While all this is going on. God, blimey, I don't know. Come on, ladies, eh? Deary me. Breton music. Trust me, it's a big no-no for me. I think it's awful, eh? I really do think it's awful, but still, never mind. Too busy for me there tonight. Way too busy. Oh, there we go. A bit of the there. But it doesn't like third gear at low speeds. It really doesn't. Right, we'll go somewhere that's a bit more humanly friendly, eh? I don't know why I did that actually. I should have known really, shouldn't I? Saturday night, hey, someone thinks it's a good idea to put a night market on, and that attracts lots of people. So, and for me, night markets, lots of people, and top it off with Breton music, well, that just about says it all, eh? It really does. I wonder what that was out there. Right, we'll head back to Pluineck and then we'll go down by the church and then we'll do that run, my favourite run. Anyway, we'll be coming from the other end, but you know what, who cares? It gets me out of there, which is the main thing. It's still very warm, 23 degrees. It goes up because it's cooler in my garage, so yeah. 23, so we're like what, 20, 21 degrees, eh? Not bad for the time of night, considering that it's 10 past 8. But getting back to the today's working, I was really pleased with it today. I really was. You know, I didn't think I'd have been happy if we'd have just got the walls, you know, those 3 walls up. But to crack on, you know, and make a good impression in in that front wall, I was well happy. I really was, you know. And to see all the family, I mean, you know, the way they all get stuck in and that, I mean, you know, they're kids basically at the end of the day, you know. I mean, but it's so nice, and they've learned, hopefully, not the building skills, I don't care about that, but they've learned family traditions, family loyalty, you know. And I think that's so important. You know, I see so many families these days who, you know, for one thing and another, you know, they split up and, you know, and that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Oh, where's he going? It's alright, the car that turned in front of him didn't indicate at all. So he had to put it, I think he's a bit peed off, so yeah. No, but you know, I mean, our family's had its ups and downs, and you know, I think every family does. But this, the way these lot have pulled together, you know, I think it's been absolutely brilliant. It shows you what family loyalties really can stand for, and mainly what you can achieve, you know. Still, never mind. It just does basically go to prove, doesn't it, that you can actually achieve anything if you all put your minds together. Yeah. There, that on the left that we just passed, they was one of the first around here to do the CTs on the bikes, but you never ever see any bikes there now. But the guy that was doing the CT being, you know, the same as the English MOT, the guy that was doing it, he wasn't happy doing it. He didn't want to do it, you know. He said he knew nothing about bikes. He wasn't happy moving them around. I mean, when I took my trans out there, and he wouldn't put it up on the ramp, and I said to him, well, you know, I'm not going to put it up on your ramp. I said, it's here for its CT, you're supposed to, like. And he said, we'll do it on the ground then. I thought, I mean, he didn't bother. I mean, there was no, the trans out was immaculate anyway, and it would have gone through any test, so that didn't bother me. But I thought to myself, well, you know, you're supposed to be doing the test, mate, not getting the but apparently it wasn't that garage there. It was a garage further down. They dropped a Harley Davidson or something straight off the ramp. You can imagine. People were not amused, obviously. We're not amused, which you wouldn't be, would you? Right, hang on a sec. I think what we'll do is we'll go down this one here, I think. Shall we? Yeah, we will. Hang on a sec, because we can oh no, we can't go up that way, can we? Right, let's make our way to the sea, shall we? Be interesting to see how many people are. Instead of blocking all this area, there must be jippos around here. They've even put a gate on that bit there, look. Mind you, there was some there was a lot of travellers as in not gypsy sort of travellers, although I got nothing against them, they've never done the harm to me, so. But anyway, but these were like travellers, like you know, the old 60s and 70s hippie type travellers, which again, you know, they're only out enjoying the summer, and they were stopping on places like that, so maybe that's why they've done it. Personally, I can't see the problem, you know. There's only a few of them and they tidy the mess up. Does it really matter? I don't, personally, I don't think so. Look at that, doesn't that look nice, eh? Now that is what it's all about, eh? I mean, a GoPro, it's a shame because it just doesn't do it justice, the view, but slow it down a bit here, because this again is quite oh dear. Sea's beautiful. It has been most of the week. You know, it's nice and calm. Oh, I don't know what whacked me, but something whacked me. Something rather large hit the visor. Lovely views, lovely views. See, not so many people, huh? Oh, I'll tell you what, there's one thing about doing this chalet. I'm sleeping the best I've slept for I don't know how long. It's been great. Right, now this is coming down to this bar here. So in actual fact, what we want to do is, because we've sort of missed the best bit of the view, so we'll go up here, look, eh? A funny corner in the world where they come the other side if you're not careful. That's pretty cool. So it's quite funny with these bikes, isn't it? When you're driving it or riding it normal, there's no spluttering at all. It's only when you're in, like, going through Odeon and the traffic coming out, it doesn't like it. You know, they really don't like the low revs. Here's the view in a minute, look. Oh. See how many people are on it, look at that, look at that. I love it when the sun comes across the, look at that there, eh? I hope that you're picking that up. That is beautiful, eh? That is what it's all about. Oh, you know what? There's hardly anyone on the beach. Now look at that. Do you know what? That's really weird, isn't it? I mean, it's not. What is it? It's only 20 past 8. I mean, there's a couple of people, but huh? That's just crazy. That is. I mean, it really is crazy. There's, you know, there's normally so many more people here. Weird, eh? Look at this converted old, I don't know if it, or what it is, look at it, see it here, look. Old Mercedes, look at that, eh? I bet you that can tell some stories, eh? Lovely jubbly. Right, well, you know what, I think we're going to turn round where the dog is, shall we? And come back this way again, and it's time to call it a day, I think, then. There's my battery. Oh, it's not too bad. Probably turn it round here, hey, before the dog. Yeah, it was weird how quiet the beach is. It's a nice place there. I could live there, look, eh? Had a beautiful view of a morning, eh? Sitting on your teddy set outside, looking over that, eh? I could live with that, I really could. See, look at that, look, it's, you know, you got a view there, look. I mean, there are a few people on the beach, but look how calm the sea is, beautiful. Considering that this is a surfing beach. Oh, I tell you, looking at the set, I don't know why I thought tsunami, but we've all heard it in the news, haven't we, because of the earthquake that was in Russia, yeah, well, off the Russian peninsula, and on that day we actually had a rumble here. Now I don't know if it was like the same earthquake or we got an aftershock or whatever it was. I think it was about 11:30, 12 o'clock ish that it happened here. And I mean, it was nothing bad. It was just like just felt really weird. It did, like I thought it was thunder at first. It was more of a rumble, I thought, but it wasn't. It was all round this region. 3.2 on the old Richter scale, which, you know, compared to what got it in what was it, 9 point something, or 8.9 was it, I don't know. Anyway, it just goes to show, doesn't it? I bet you that bar, because we'll go back and then we'll go round by that bar, I bet you that's rammed tonight. They always do well there. It's a nice cut edge in it, eh? Look at that. Oh god, oh. That was me, that wasn't the bike, that was me. total rider error or mistreatment of the machine, really. It's a nice Citroen C3. Hey, that must be the new model. Hey, that looks really nice, that does. I like that. I like the colour as well. So gently does it down here, look. You get all the staff. Look at this, look, this is full, right? Always busy, this is here. So of course you've got people walking backwards and forwards across this crossing all the while, because obviously when they bring the food and the drink out, they got to come across the crossing. Very popular bar, that is. August the 19th, there's some Ballade de Pompiers, Pompiers being the firemen and Ballade being a walk or a ride or whatever you want to class it as, whatever they intend to do. But yeah, see, there's loads of these 30 zones here. See, I don't really, well, I suppose this traffic calming here is this restaurant here, but I swear it's not open anymore. I haven't seen that open all summer this year, and yeah, I don't know why, because that used to do really well. It really did, but I don't know. I think it's about time we had a barbecue. I love me barbecues, I really do. I've just realised that I forgot my phone, which is most unusual for me. I always bring my phone with me. Not really because, you know, I'm one of these people that are attached to my phone, but you never know what happens, do you? You know, you never know, you could break down. Hopefully that won't happen, but you could do. Or, you know, you might feel a bit dodgy yourself and you need the wife to come and get you, or you know, whatever reason. There's lots of reasons really, you know, but yeah, unusual for me to forget the phone. This guy who I can't remember his name now, who was on about these bikes, he said he's never ridden a bike where you're up and down the gearbox so much, and it's true. They're terrible for that. You're up and down the gearbox, they're like a flaming yo-yo. You know, they're that unstable at low revs that you know, the engine wants to change gear, then you change gear, but you know, that's it, it can't handle it, so whoop, back down again. And then, you know, you get a bit of speed up and it's back up, and then like here, look, back down to third, you know. Then this again, look, back up to fourth, and in a minute it'll be doing the same thing. Yeah, it's too much for me. Terrible, you know. It's so annoying. And then when it's like this, you get this jumpiness, and that's the thing I absolutely detest. Like I said, you get this bike above 50-60 kilometers an hour, it's fine, but below that I think they're pretty awful. Not too sure what he's trying to do there. I don't think he knows what he's trying to do either. He seems to have got himself in a predicament, I think, when he's trying to turn around. He's got a passenger on the back, so trying to push it back with his feet, and he's on a bit of a slope down anyway. Probably asked the lady to get off the back while he turns it around. Wouldn't be a bad idea. What have we got here? Concourse. I haven't got a clue what that was all about. Seeing that bar across there, that's normally pretty busy, but I think there's two people sat outside. There's my battery. Oh, well, okay. Look, huh? BMW parked up there though. Oh, there's a few in the back, look. Hey, hold on a minute, so. Whoa. Yeah, gotta be a bit careful. Of course, when we was working on the chalet today, although my wife was there, she couldn't help us lift or nothing, so we lost one of our lifters because she had a bit of an accident at work, and we had to take her to the hospital, and she's got some ligament tendon damage, whatever you call it. So of course she can't just lifting a coffee cup tends to be a bit painful, so she's not really able to do anything at all really. So when it comes to lifting things like the chalet, well, that just wasn't a good idea at all, you know. See, it runs lovely here, you know, because she's doing what she likes doing. I'm going to be a good boy and I'm not going to exceed the speed limit, which is 80 kilometers an hour. Look, I was smack on then. And this, like I've said before, the speedos on these bikes are quite good. According to the sat nav, I'm doing 84 and 84 on the bike, so yeah. The Himalayan's not that true. Excuse me. Now that's something else I got to do. I got to have. I've had this cough, right? I've had, not bad. It's not a real bad cough, and it's really only of a morning when I get up. You know, it's like I used to smoke years ago, a long time ago, and I always remember you used to get up of a morning and you'd spend about half an hour coughing and spluttering away, getting all the rubbish out the lungs that you've put in from the day before. But I don't smoke anymore. But so I've had this cough now literally for about probably 13-14 months, and so I told the doctor, and he said, you know, his first question, do you smoke? I said, no, I don't smoke. I haven't smoked for years. And I said, but I tell you what though, I said, the house that I live in, I said, it's full of mould, and it is. Our house, one of the reasons we want to get the hell out of it, you know, it's absolutely full of mould. In all the bedrooms, you know, the one end of the house is terrible. And it's only been recently that someone's died, a young bloke, I think it was 22, 23. He died of mould poisoning in his lungs. Well, of course, all the doctors and everyone's up in arms at the moment. But of course, we've had loads of problems with our landlord, who is refusing to do any work at all. He won't do a thing in the house. He hasn't done anything for well over 12 months. He takes his rent, but he won't do any work whatsoever. But that's all going through court anyway. But of course, so he's sending me for a lung scan now, and there's not many things in life that I won't do, yeah. But one thing is an MRI, because I'm claustrophobic. And I'm sure if any of you are claustrophobic, the thought of an MRI, oh, it's absolutely petrifying. It really is. You know, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm no hero. You know, I absolutely hate MRIs, you know, even major. So anyway, I had to, we've got a place in Camper, and all it is scanners, any sort of scanner for any part of the body, you know, MRIs, body scans, CAT scans, you name it, they've got it, you know. So I had to ring up, well I didn't, my daughter did, to make an appointment. And the really nice thing is that at long last, the people are realising that if you're claustrophobic, to be in an MRI is really horrible, you know, it really is. And the lady said, you know, the one, oh my good God, the one on reception said to my daughter, oh, that's fine, she said, tell your dad he's got nothing to worry about. We've got a halo, they call it, and it's like a sort of half round thing, and you literally, you know, it's about what, I don't know, maybe a metre wide that you pass through. You're not in it, you just pass through it. And I thought, oh, I was so happy, I really was. I was getting, you know, just the thought of this thing was driving me up the wall, you know. So yeah, and I've got to have that done on the well, because I've got a, if I would have just gone and had a normal MRI, I could have had it done really quick. But because I'm a coward and I gotta go in this special one, it's the 18th of September. So yeah, but if it does come back, that this cough that I've had now for, like I said, well over a year, is anything to do with this mould, he's going to be even in more crap than he's in now, and believe you me, he's in enough now. Don't forget, the accident I had in the house was because a staircase that was fitted, which wasn't, you know, a proper staircase, they'd handmade it, that collapsed. I went through it, fell down the stairs. That was well over a year ago I had my accident. He's never been out to look at it, he hasn't repaired it, he's flatly refused, even to the courts he said he's not doing any work. So it's quite funny really when somebody thinks they're above everything, they're so special. But still, never mind, eh? Such is life. I only wish him that he gets exactly what he's due for. Well, there you go. I needed this ride. You get it's been quite a demanding time doing the work, and it's been so nice to get it. And I'm going to try and get out tomorrow. The family are coming over in the car to a place. We're going to go to a place called La Forêt, what is it? Port La Forêt, that's it, Port on the Forest, apparently. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have a bit of a mooch round and have an ice cream, and you know, more for the kids, more to get me out on the bike. But yeah, but that was quite enjoyable. I just hope that this weather stays nice, not just for the ride tomorrow, but you know, just to be able to keep on working next week. Anyway, look, if you've liked this video in any way, I'd love to get you to give me a thumbs up. I probably won't put this on until tomorrow morning, I don't think, because it's a bit late now and I'm not too sure that I'm going to sit and edit this one. So I'll probably do it tomorrow morning. So yeah, if you'd like to give me a thumbs up, that would be great. If you'd like to subscribe to me, that would be absolutely fantastic. I did actually gain a couple of subscribers in the last couple of days, but I think that's a little bit more to do with the chalet, to be honest with you, than the bikes, because I haven't really been out on the bikes. Anyway, let me just get this garage door up. You might as well come a ride in the garage, eh, with me, and we can say a proper bye bye when I switch off the engine, hey. And there's the other two, look. Okay, so thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.